Hello everybody and welcome to the 2024 Grand Prix of St. Pete, and let's go straight down trackside for the invocation.
Thank you for this beautiful day you have blessed us with and this great city of St. Petersburg, Florida. Thank you for the leadership of our mayor and all the elected officials, staff, first responders, and the organizers of this great event, the Firestone Grand Prix. Father, I pray for the safety of the drivers and crews. Put a divine shield of protection around them. Keep the spectators safe and allow us to have a wonderful, joyous event. In your holy name I pray, amen.
There we go then, and we come back up to the free screen and we welcome in Joshua Burt and Adam Lemris. We'll start with you, Josh, as you're only going to be here for a little bit as the timings pump into action. Josh, what are you looking forward to as what you'll see later on a little bit?
Really weirded out right now because I'm not streaming, you are, and I'll be here till the commentary bits at the start, but then I'm only here for like 15 minutes before I have to leave to commentate on the MotoGP race. So that's why Josh is in charge today with Adam alongside, and I might be back for the end depending what happens at MotoGP. So because we've got to take the MotoGP until 6 o'clock, so that's an hour and a half, and the race is usually around about that. So I might be there, might not, but if not, then I've got to set the box up straight away for NASCAR.
Yeah.
Where we're all going to move over. So we're all having a really long day today.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. And
I'm looking forward to the race. Go on.
The broadcast is meant to end at 6:30 for INDYCAR, so we will see where that takes us. And well, getting ready. We've had the pre-race ceremonies and we are just waiting on the command. Adam, coming to you now. What do you expect for the 2024 season? I already know your pick a winner, and I think if people were watching and remember in qualifying, we hope you were as well, they'll know, as we're 8.5 minutes to command. We'll get round to picking winners in a moment. But Adam, looks going into the first round?
Well, you've got some serious contenders starting toward the back half of the top 10 in the midfield. You've got last year's champion Alex Flo, Scott McLaughlin starts back there, Will Power, Colton Herta. What a surprise pole sitter yesterday for Joseph Newgarden alongside Felix Rosenquist. Folks, get your favorite food, get your favorite drinks. I think this race is going to be a great one to kick off the 2024 NTT IndyCar Series season. And I think this year, Alex Palou does not bring home the championship. You're going to have about 10 to 15 drivers who have a shot each week to take home the checkered flag across the season. You have new name. You have drivers who have switched teams. You have new names coming into the series from Indy NXT and sports car racing. And, well, it should be one incredible season across the board. And I'm looking forward to it. Bring it on.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as you probably heard in the background, the atmosphere in St. Petersburg is electric as we lose TV pictures for a moment as they go to an ad break over there in the States. But the timing screens have sprawled up and we'll jump to that after the command. But Josh, do you want to take us through the grid?
Absolutely. Row 1 sees Joseph Newgarden take pole position after a very exciting qualifying. He's alongside Felix Rosenquist. And row 2 sees Pato O'Ward alongside Colton Herter. Roman Grosjean down to row 3 alongside Marcus Ericsson, a very fast Firestone, fast 6 last time out. Moving up as well on the board from rows 4, 5 and 6, Venus VK is alongside Will Power, Scott McLaughlin and Marcus Armstrong. Scott Dixon is then alongside Christian Lundgaard down on the 6th row of the grid. Rows 7, 8 and 9 in the championship. This was those decided before the Firestone Fast 12. This was where the Fast 12 was. So everyone now was amalgamated together from their time set in the first 2 groups of qualifying. So row 7 sees Alex Palou alongside Santino Ferrucci. Row 8 is Alexander Rossi and Callum Milot. Row 9, Tom Blomqvist on his first full season is alongside as well back of the grid. Then it's row 10 for Linus Lundqvist and Agustin Canapino. Christian Rasmussen and Graham Rahal row 11. Kiffin Simpson on his first race alongside Stingray Robb down on row 12. And rows 13 and 14 sees Colin Braun alongside Pietro Fittipaldi, and Jack Harvey has been sent to the rear of the field as well.
Yep.
There's the runners and riders then. Josh, what are you looking forward to? I know you're hosting, but it's unusual. What are you looking forward to for this one?
I mean, I've never hosted an IndyCar, but with our chats yesterday and this morning and in the Moto3 and Moto2 chats, Josh, the OBS I've got very excited about, and I'm very happy with how the OBS looks. Looking forward, we've seen, I know we talked about this with Adam yesterday in the broadcast about airborne crashes, and we've had some crashes, a crash in the Indy NXT as well, just getting it a little bit too wide, getting it a little bit too wrong until I believe it was turn 10, where it went straight wide into the wall, took a big chunk of concrete out the wall as well. But I just saw around 30 seconds ago one of the officials show 3 fingers, which suggests we are just under 3 minutes to the command.
I can't wait. It's going to be unbelievable. By the way, we've got a new graphics set this year, not by original plan. INDYCAR, during free practice 1, literally halfway through, changed their graphics to a brand new leaderboard, which means we had to quickly get it all together and change our plans. We have everything set up for timing 71 in the background as well. Managed to turn my music off so that you know, Josh, in the background. So, we had to change everything. So, we're keeping it. We've spent too much time over the last 2 days setting it up. We're keeping it. So, what you have now is 13, 1 to 13 on one side, and then just alongside 14 to 27. So, and then we'll adjust it for the 500. But you'll have all of the drivers on screen alongside our main cameras. We've got the driver tracker, and I want to say as well, Josh, a special thanks to you. You've been amazing setting this up, because I had to do it, and then you had to do one separately. We couldn't share it, so we've had to do it from scratch, and yours looks brilliant. Mine needs a little bit of tweaking. I'll get that sorted for when we're at the Thermal Club.
Yeah, and, well, I'll give a little spoiler and a secret of how I did it. I literally looked and searched up JBMotorsports on YouTube, looked at the qualifying and practice broadcasts, and I literally went off that, so it looks quite similar as well as we're getting ready for the command. So we'll put that back in after because of the music has stopped. Let's turn that up to normal volume. But, well, after seeing this driver, I think we can go for picker winners. We'll start with you, Josh, as you're going to have to head off for MotoGP.
I'm going to say we're looking really at Newgarden has an opportunity to win this one straight away from the start. But Romain Grosjean went really well here last year. I'm sticking with Grosjean. I'm sticking to my guns. It will be Romain Grosjean.
Romain Grosjean. Adam?
You know who I'm going with? I'm going with the Kiwi from New Zealand who drives for the captain. I'm going with Scotty Mack.
And I am...
Scotty doesn't know.
I am going for what Adam has picked, Scott McLaughlin, as my phone is playing up, so I have no idea what's going on there. It is just frozen, so good stuff there. Hopefully we'll be able to get that for the driver tracker coming up, but we are getting ready for the command, just waiting for the guys in America to come back from break. But there's the number, yeah, there's the number 66, Tom Blomqvist, and I think
day for Blomqvist as well coming in, isn't it?
Yeah, yes. 1 minute and 14 seconds till the command, but with Tom Blomqvist, he's classed as a rookie this year, starting 17th inside of row 6, but he's done quite a lot of races last year, of course, because of all the incidents which happened, but Tom Blomqvist, he did quite well. Do you think he'll get a win next this year, guys?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, yeah, he does take over for Simon Pagenaud in the number 66 car from Meyershank Racing after Pagenaud had a concussion with a huge wreck at Mid-Ohio last year. So hopefully Simon Pagenaud is recovering quite well, and hopefully we'll see him back in a car of any form sometime soon. And I think we're just about ready to hear the command to start the NTT IndyCar Series season opener. So let's start down trackside for the most famous words in all of motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
The command given then for the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. You can hear the engines firing up behind us as well. There is the 26 of Colton Herta. He has had a roller coaster of a season last year, guys. Do you think he can pull it back this year?
Yes, I do believe so. He wants to go out and prove that he wants those super license points and finds a way on to the F1 grid within the next couple years, either with Audi or potentially another team.
Yeah, and well, Josh, don't know if you've ever thought of this, but the boom arm microphone stand makes a perfect place to blue tack your spotter guide to it.
Well, I haven't actually. I've got one just alongside me.
And
actually, I could, yeah. I need to get another one of these for an iPad, you know. So, because right now the iPad's on the back. I need an iPad just like on a wireless arm that I can swivel around in between the monitors, like on the desk just outside, because it's taking up too much room. But yeah, they're out on the track, and we're hopefully going to get going. You got track noise, by the way? Or is there no track noise?
There is no track noise. They're on break.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, it's Tom Gamewell, I think, talking.
Yep.
Here comes Pato. And I think we're going to be in for an interesting one. I think Pato O'Ward's going to do some interesting work in that McLaren, coming through the number 5. But starting, of course, second row, inside manoeuvre, so it'll become the outside for turn 1. See what you can do there. I'm going to say this. Oh, hello. Stall already in the back of the pit lane. Never good news at all. And it's car 20 as well, stuck and having to refire the car. Coming into it. So, seeing it at the back. So, that's Rasmussen, of course. Christian Rasmussen coming in. Losing out on positions and times. As they come back for an attack. Around the track then, as we get ready to start the opening race of the 2024 NTT IndyCar Series. Live from the wonderful circuit in Florida at St. Petersburg. There's your new timing graphics alongside us as we wait to see all the action. Josh T will be taking over lead commentary role when I have to disappear in around about 15 minutes time. No safer hands can be left with Josh T and Adam Lemridge, by the way. Hopefully we're going to have a very exciting day. Josh T's just fiddling around with one more set of datas as the field do their warm laps. 100 laps ahead of us though, Adam. It's a grueling day and anything can happen. Cautions breed cautions.
Josh, they sure do, my friend, and it's going to be quite an exciting race here. You've got championship contender starting toward the back of the top 10 in the midfield. You've got a surprising full sitter in Joseph Newgarden, Felix Rosenquist, Marshank racing alongside of him on the front row. Plenty of rookies with Tom Blomqvist, Hyphen Simpson, Christian Rasmussen, who came over from the Indy NXT series. I still want to call it Indy Light series. That's what I grew up with. So anyway, this track here at St. Petersburg, it starts on the airport down there and then heads out into the city streets. Quite a beautiful layout here, and what a way to kick off the season for the NTT IndyCar Series season. We are going to your head back to the historic Milwaukee Mile for a doubleheader. We're heading to Gateway, of course. We have the historic race around the streets of Long Beach, California, the Indy 500, Toronto, Canada, Road America. We're going all over North America this year, and we're going to have you covered here at JBMotorsports and Grid Collected Checkers. So if you don't already, subscribe, hit that little bell icon, to let you know when we're live on the air for every single NTT IndyCar series.
Yeah, and coming to the green now, so I'll hand over to Joshua Birch, but the 20 of Christian Rasmussen trying to catch up to the field, as you can see on your driver tracker. Over to you, Josh.
For a new year of IndyCar, we've got new rules coming later on in the season, but right now it's time to start rocking and rolling. Coming out the last corner, the 2024 NTT IndyCar Series at St. Petersburg is green, and immediately Newgarden darts across the track. Awards coming up the inside. Look at Colton Herta dropping back already. A 3-4 wide into the first corner. McLaughlin getting it all out of shape as they come through. Dixon across the rumble strips. Congratulations, are through turn 1 without a caution as they hurtle down the back straight. This is where we saw the big crash last year that brought out the red flag. Alex Pliers looking to the inside. Dixon trying to regroup. 3 wide further back at the inside. Will Power getting ahead of Stingray Rob as they all get through the first couple of corners safely. Newgarden leads. Rosenquist O'Ward as they come through. Power making up into 7th position. VK down to 8th. Great start, Josh T.
Yeah, absolutely. Surprised they've all got through clearly. There's Palou side by side with, I believe that's the 7 of Alexander Rossi. We've got a puncture.
Puncture for Rossi, I think. Yeah, I think it's Rossi with a puncture. He's dropping down the field. He's right in the middle of the pack. They're all going to go left and right. And this is terrible news already as they come through. It's Christian Lundgaard, the computer's saying, who's got a puncture, and he's got right to the back. Every F2 driver's having a problem out there today. Lap 2.
Yep, Christian Lundgaard then with a puncture. It is Newgarden and Rosenqvist just behind in the 60, of course, this year. Getting a little bit of a snap there as well, going up towards the chicane there. And keeping on the back of Newgarden is Felix Rosenqvist, and there's Christian Lundgaard making it back down to pit road.
What a great start, Adam. Great opening lap. No cautions, no crashes like last year. And I must say, Josh T, timing screen looks golden. I think we're going to stick with that for the rest of the season. But Adam, what did you make of the start?
I absolutely love the start. Tough luck for Christian Lundgaard having a puncture on lap 1, and what a jump from Joseph Newgarden. Felix Rosenqvist is hot on his tail. Colton Herta is third. Battle Award for McLaren is fourth. Marcus Ericsson fifth. Scott McLaughlin is sixth. Renus VK is up to seventh. Romain Grosjean eighth. Will Power for Team Penske ninth, and Marcus Armstrong for Chip Ganassi Racing rounds out your top 10 as we start lap number 3 of 100 at St. Pete.
Great start as well as the top 3 breaking away, and Awards chuckling down in 4th position at the moment. I think Ericsson already behind that little battle, trying to focus back up. Romain Grosjean as well, to give you some information. Where's he dropped down to on the timing screen? He's in 8th position, so not bad at the moment as well. I tell you what, Josh, one puncture, one car in the pits compared to last year's flying machines. I think Lundgaard would rather have this start to the season than last year's.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely less. Of course, there goes Colton Herta, and let's have a look at the restart. Good restart, side by side. Newgarden, brilliant start for the pole sitter. And multiple car lengths as Rosenqvist catches up in turn 1. But I'm looking further back, 4 wide. Renus VK getting Sam Wrist, and Scott Dixon going over the curb on the inside of turn 1 on the exit there.
All calls by McLaughlin, who's going to trail in.
Yeah. And let's give a call to Scott McLaughlin, who started out outside the top 10, and he made an incredible move in turn 1 and is now up to 6th position. What a start from the Kiwi who drives for the captain. All I can say is I think Scotty Mack this year, he has his eyes on the prize, on the championship. He's going to be one tough cookie to battle with as we're on board here with the former Australian Supercars champion coming into turn 1.
Mr. VK.
Now,
this is about the getaway.
Now,
this is first hack, so yeah.
This is with Lundgaard. Will we see how he got the
this
puncture?
is on board with Christian Lundgaard, and
You're going to follow around the whole lap. That's going to be annoying. We'd rather see the actual action because we're on lap 5 and. Oh, there it is. Contact at the rear. Who did he touch coming into the section? Look, it's already gone down. So who's behind him? Computer's not going to tell us that for anything of good news, is it? That's ridiculous. Make an educated guess. I'm going to say it was Power, because he was right on the back of that little battle anyway, on the opening part of the lap.
yeah.
Christian Rasmussen was able to catch up to the field. He's in 24th as well. You can see on your driver tracker where the 45 is, just going into the complex part, as the leader is back down the front stretch, down the runway into turn 1, and pulled out a 3/4 second of a lead on lap 6 of 100 at the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg.
A start this is, as we're right on board with McLaughlin. He's now running in 6th, as Adam said earlier on. Got his eyes focused. Ahead of him is Marcus Ericsson as well in the Andretti car this year. Ericsson moving over, retaking Grosjean's spot from the end of last season. And too well between Grosjean and Andretti Global as well. As they fly in, we're on board with McLaughlin, shifting up in gears into 18 mile an hour. As the audio disappears. Onboard angle's never as good with track audio. It always either goes up or down. So don't panic. I think the lead slip, Josh, it's always the same. You know that. Radio, I've got it. There was no radio.
Yes.
All right, never mind.
Yeah.
I threw it out because I thought, well, I'm here, but there was no radio. So trailing into turn 13 and 14, powers it out, and down the runway we go.
Yes.
Good opening start.
6/10 the gap now as we go up through turn 1, turn 2, now through the kink at turn 3, and up now towards turn 4.
Got an interview with Jon Bon Jovi.
Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Jon Bon Jovi. John, I will unashamedly say you're my wife's hall pass, but we'll move past that and say welcome to INDYCAR. And how was the ride in the two-seater with Elio Castro Neves?
Unbelievable. I really wanted to stay in the car. I think that we could have won the race. Traffic downtown here's getting a little busy, folks, so be careful when you're coming downtown. This was a blast. Thank you. And you're welcome for your wife's home pass.
Hey, John, it's Townsend. Great to see you smiling after that lap with Elio. There's a rumor. I need you to confirm this. Is this St. Pete where Tommy used to work on the docks?
That's a low blow, but we'll go with you. We'll go with you on that. A little music humor.
All right.
But, this was a chance of a lifetime, and Elio was an incredible driver. I got to be a backseat driver, and I didn't complain once.
How do you describe what it felt like to somebody that hasn't been in a race car or an Indy car for that matter?
It was crazy. It's every little kid plays video games. Old guys got to live it for real, and I truly just wish I could do it again. That's how much fun it was.
John, every rock star, we quite often get told that rock stars want to be race car drivers. Have you ever had this passion?
Yeah, I like the suit. Let's start there. I look good in this suit.
You do. And hey, you're used to being in unbelievable atmospheres and scenes. What do you make of St. Pete and the Firestone Grand Prix?
The vibe here is incredible. All the people, local law enforcement, all the officials that put this event on for the last 20 years, the fans in the stands, the young drivers that I've met. It's a great experience for anybody who wants to come and see it.
Hey, by the way, pretty cool driving suit there.
Yeah.
Nice custom suit, looking good.
Yeah.
Feeling good. Elio took you for the ride of your life. Hey, Sirius XM and Lion Shank Racing have done so much for the sport. They're bringing people like you along to INDYCAR. We can't thank you enough.
Yeah, and good luck, Felix. Let's go.
All right, there he is, John.
That was nice to hear from them as well out there on the circuit. That's what we like to hear as they come into the battle then. At the moment here, it's lap 9 of 100 for the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. And as things stand as well, we've got an unbelievable run. By the way, they've gone to break. So, yeah, track noise goes up and down during ad breaks because Tom Gable takes over and they mute the coverage. But lap 9 of 100, and it's looking absolutely fantastic. I'll be leaving you in 5 minutes as I've got to go call MotoGP. I will still be watching the race. I've got 2 monitors, so I'll just swap over Discords as well. So I'll have my camera off, though, so it won't affect Josh T's streaming appliances as well. Hopefully. Josh, have you turned off the camera function like I do?
If I haven't, I am going to turn it off when we're on battle screen, yes.
Good plan, yeah. Because I'll swap over and then I can watch the race.
Our friend.
Battle screen was invented to allow Ian Birch to get in and out the commentary box without him being on the screen, so we can help him in case something happens because he's not great with his legs. So that's why I literally invented battle screen for that reason. And yeah.
But
love it.
Josh,
it's coming handy so much now. Yeah, go on.
It might actually not be a problem because I've set up. I don't think I've got it enabled, and I've set up the 2 cam for 3 people in the box with Adam's camera, which means it shouldn't affect it. And to confirm that, I'm going in.
You say that, but
yes, with with Josh.
9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10.
it should work. Hopefully.
It's 100 minutes without cautions, these races, by the way, because it's a 59-second lap. So I'm thinking with a caution, it could take a little bit longer. I'm just hoping that the 45 minutes I'm away, I only miss 45 laps.
Or
maximum
even
50.
better, there's a caution and less.
Yes,
That's
or even
true.
better, a red. Well, actually, no, we don't want a red flag. We want cautions.
No,
no red
it's fine. We
flags.
don't want to
Caution.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a
Does it
red
work?
flag would be a gap for
Well, I can tell you haven't set it up because Omi's just joined and I've been
seen
shifted
that.
to the side. So I'll
Yes.
stand at the side here.
We
So you
shall
haven't set it
go
up.
good old battle screen.
Lap 11 at the moment here. As they continue, Newgarden leads, Rosenquist, Herta, O'Ward, Ericsson, McLaughlin, VK, Grosjean, Power, Armstrong in the mix from the top 10. The track noise is about to come back, as you can tell. Back with us, if you're watching along on NBC over in the States, we're in St. Petersburg, Florida, once again for a season opener, the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, and it is wonderful to be with you on a sunny afternoon here for racing. Well, we are on lap number 11, lap 12 of the race, coming into it now. And riding with our leaders, Joseph Newgarden by 1.1 second to Felix Rosenquist, who's making his way up in second. Chevy out front with Honda second. And Newgarden looking good as well. I'll be leaving the com box shortly as well. Josh T and Adam will take over. I presume Omi's just hanging around in the pit lane because he's here with his mic off. Hi, Omi, all right?
Hello. Yeah,
I
just
think he's got a
watching
mic plugged
really.
in, but hello. I can wave to you now. You can see me, Omi. Hello. Hello, Adam, by the way. It's not often you get to see me commentate actually like this. Because usually I'm in Josh T's position.
Sure, you
Well,
sure,
that's
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
We're working on getting a combox cam, don't worry. We are working on it.
As we start lap, as we start lap,
Yeah, from McLaughlin, 2 more laps till pits. Go on, Adam.
as we start lap 13 here in St. Petersburg, your top 10 are Joseph Newgarden, Felix Rosenquist, Colton Herta, Tyler Ward, Marcus Ericsson, Scott McLaughlin, Rinus VK, Roman Grosjean, Will Power, and Marcus Armstrong rounds out the top 10. As we see on the screen a tweet from it's Joseph Newgarden's Twitter page, and
Why do we need this in a live race?
I don't
Oh,
know.
he's not following anybody on Instagram or Twitter.
Do we need to
Yeah.
know that in a live race?
No.
No,
Not that
in any
interesting.
way. That's
Yeah,
really
so,
annoying technology.
On board, we are on board with Felix Rosenquist, who is the number 60 Martian Racing Honda. Joseph Newgarden right now has almost a second lead over Felix Rosenquist. The top 10 stays the same from the previous lap, and I think it's been quite an enjoyable race so far. Nice, calm, smooth pace, and now we're on board with Graham Rahal and Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing Car, and of course, one of the owners of that car is a great comedian, David Letterman, who is an all-around huge fan of motorsports, and you can catch him always at the Indy 500 and at various NTT INDYCAR races throughout the year. So it's pretty cool to have a celebrity as part team owner again this year, and we start lap 100. It's
Gotta
been
go.
Right.
all right.
Wait,
Josh.
Adam, to cut you off, but
All right.
I was giving you the signal. Let me talk. I've got to go because we're 15 minutes in the show. It started 2 minutes ago. So, we're on lap 15 of 100 here at the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. I leave you in the very capable hands of promoted to lead commentator, Josh Turner. Over to you, JT.
Right, guys, thanks, Josh. And we'll hopefully see you towards the end of the race. So, lap 15, just saw a replay of Joseph Newgarden coming after qualifying, after he heard that he was on pole position, and he was very happy, Adam, wasn't he?
Yes, he sure was. He mentioned yesterday in this interview that Team Penske wanted to work on the road course and tree course options for this year, and it looks like they've so far hit a home run. Joseph Newgarden has looked solid all weekend long, and I presumably a lap around 25 to 27, we should see our first pit stops of the day. And your current top 10 as of lap 16 are Justin Newgarden, Felix Rosenquist, Colton Herta, Tyler Ward, Marcus Ericsson, Scott McLaughlin, Reyes Ike, Roman Grosjean, Will Power, and Mark Somercrow. And 11th is Scott Dixon. Santino Ferrucci is 12th. Alex Palou, the defending NTT IndyCar Series champion, is 13th. Alexander Rossi is 14th. And Kyle Kirkwood runs out your top 15. As Marcus Ericsson, who came over from Chip Ganassi Racing over to Andretti Global this year, I think that's going to be a strong move for him. I could see him getting a few checkered flags this year, and I think we will see about could be 12 different drivers taking a checkered flag this year. It's going to be an outstanding year in the NTT IndyCar Series. And like I said before, I don't think Alex Palou takes home the championship. I think you'll see someone else. And if you watch coverage yesterday, you know who I'm picking. So right now we are on board with Marcus Ericsson for Andretti Global. And we're coming up to turns 12 and 13, turns 13 and 14. We're back on the front stretch here at the airport portion of the circuit. And starting lap 16, just Newgarden has over a second lead on Felix Rosenquist. Colton Herta is 4 seconds behind. Tyler Ward is 5 seconds behind, and Marcus Ericsson is over 6 seconds behind. So Justin Newgarden right now is just taking it easy out front with no distractions at all. And so Josh T, I'll ask you this question. Do you think Justin Newgarden, if he can contain this pace all race line, do you think he can become the first checkered flag of 2024?
Yeah, absolutely. Joseph Newgarden is in a very strong position currently, but one thing we haven't got to yet in this Grand Prix is pit stops, and anything can happen in pit stops. Another thing that we haven't got to, if any do happen, it's St. Pete, and last year is a brilliant example. We've not had any of the word which starts as C and brings a certain car out and neutralises the field. I'm not going to say it, just in case there's a commentator's curse, but the top 5, Newgarden, Rosenquist. Third is Herta, O'Ward and Ericsson. Joseph Newgarden out in front then, Adam. And he has been controlling the field, just like how in stage 1 yesterday we had a driver leading all 45 laps in stage 1 for the Xfinity Series, and then we knew what happened, and the Xfinity Series race, without spoiling it, Adam, it was a bit chaotic, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, and I will say, give a call to a Kiwi who is another Kiwi who is making the jump this year from running in Australia to full-time here in the United States, and that is Shane Van Gisbergen, driving for College Racing, and yesterday he finished 6th in the NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Phoenix, and he gets a real test next week as NASCAR heads to Eastern Tennessee and the half-mile track at Bristol Motor Speedway. And also to let everybody know, coming up at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. in the UK, we will have complete coverage of the fourth round of the NASCAR Cup Series, the Shriner Children's 500 from the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix International Raceway in the beautiful state of Arizona. It'll be you'll see Josh Birch and myself and Josh T. It will take you through from green flag to checkered. So stay with us here all day long here at JBMotorsports as we go coast to coast, bring you complete coverage of both IndyCar and NASCAR.
Yeah, absolutely. Lap 21 of 100. We are over 20% done in this race and around 21 minutes since the green flags. We are averaging a minute a lap as predicted, as Pato O'Ward going through turn 10. You can see on the side of the wall, Adam, where the car from the Indy NXT took a chunk out of the concrete wall and left a couple of marks as well as we exit the final corner going down the runway across the start line.
That's right. Earlier today we had the Indy NXT race, and someone we know who competed in that race, and that is Jamie Chadwick. She started out well, but she didn't perform like she wanted to in her second full year of competing in the NXT series after coming over from the W series. So we'll see how she does in her second full year with Andretti Gold as you look on your just Newgarden has over a second lead, and Felix Rosenquist, Colton Hurt is third, Tyler Ward is fourth, and Mark Erickson runs at your top five. And pretty soon, Josh D, I think it'll be time for some pit stops, and it's going to be quite. It should be. They go with an alternate setup, or how do you think the pit stops will do?
Yeah, well, a lot of people have predicted that there could be an alternate or a primary as well with in terms of setup. We'll have to see what they do in the next coming laps. Here's Felix Rosenquist going through the chicane of 11 and 12 out of turn 14 down the runway, of course, reaching speeds of what a plane would take off at down the runway, but I can assure you we've not had any cars taken off yet at St. Pete, unlike last year. But Newgarden still in command out front. Rosenquist, Herter still the same, O'Ward and Ericsson. So the top five still at the same. A position change further down below. I wasn't able to see who it was, but I just saw a name move up as well. Christian Lundgaard still in 27th place after his puncture on lap 1, Adam.
Yeah, we should start to see pit stops between laps 23 to 30 for both the alternate super strategy and the primary strategy. So we'll see which drivers take what strategy. And if you're on the regular two-pit strategy, you have a 70% chance of winning. And if you're on the alternate two-pit strategy, you have a 30% chance of winning. So if I'm someone outside the top 10, say maybe Alex Lowe or Scott Dixon or maybe Alexander Rossi, Kyle Kirkwood, I may try the undercut here, and maybe you'll gain some positions over your fellow competitors.
Yeah, provided by NTT data, of course, the possible pit race strategies. Well, we're a quarter of the race through, and only one puncture. And there is Romain Grosjean when he was at the Bahrain Grand Prix last time out for Formula 1, revisiting the Phoenix corner, as it looks like we're calling it that now. So good for him to visit that as well. And you can see Romain Grosjean's car from that incident going around in the F1 exhibition, which I believe its next stop is Austria. I want to say it went to Spain, now it's in Austria. I believe it might be ongoing right now, but have to confirm that currently as well.
Your top 5 lap 26 are Justin Newgarden, Felix Rosenqvist, Colton Herta. Out of award for McLaren, Marcus Ericsson for Chip Ganassi Racing as IndyCar. Oh, as we see, someone has hit the tire barrier. Josh, and caution is out on. There is a full course caution out on the track, Josh, and this could be the break that everyone was looking for. Because now we should start to see pit stops in. And wow, it looks like the car
11
that
of
hit the
Marcus
wall.
Armstrong.
Yeah, Marcus Armstrong. He was running in the 10th position for Chip Ganassi Racing and hit the wall in one of the sponsors. And one of the sponsors signs is wrapped around his wheel. Tough break for Marcus Armstrong this year, driving for Chip Ganassi Racing. Not the way he wanted to start, as we see a replay here, and
just locks up, just goes into the barrier at turn 10.
What a heartbreak for Marcus Armstrong.
Yeah,
wow.
There it is, and gave up on trying to see what the tiniest differences they can make on the new iOS update. Software developer as well, and decided it to crash into the wall. Of course, that ongoing thing with Marcus Armstrong, the iOS developer, and Marcus Armstrong, the IndyCar driver. But under caution, then Marcus Armstrong out of the car, lap 28 of 100, and Adam, this is the perfect time for some pit stops, right when the teams wanted a caution to come out, and it has happened.
Yeah, you nailed it right on the head, Josh. Now our attention is going to turn from the racetrack to pit road, and we will find out which team has the fastest pit crew to start. Well, as we're under the safety car, lap 28 of 100 here in the Flash-Over Grand Prix of St. Petersburg on a vehicle. And now here comes the craziness, as everyone is going to be headed down pit road for some fresh tires and some gasoline. And now, Josh, things are about to get a little crazy in the race, so let's hand over to NBC Sports as cars are making their way onto pit road.
He's going to make his way to his pit box. He feels like he can't get speed out of the corners right now, but nonetheless, they're going from those Waiuli greens to those black tires. They're going to fill it up with fuel, and at that field, sits down and away.
For Colton Herta and Andretti Global, the message has been execution. They've had plenty of pace, especially on road and street circuits. He's satisfied the obligation for the alternates. He's on the primaries, Marty.
Boy, Kevin, this is really going to change the strategy. The lead teams wanted to go about 5 more laps. Almost a collision there on pit road, and just with the move on Rosenquist at the pit exits.
What an incredible move there on pit road, and I think we can both agree, Adam, that that was very close to contact for multiple drivers and even multiple pit crews. One that stood out to me was the 10 of Alex Palou getting the pit crew very nearly getting taken out by one of the cars, and here's a replay of it. That was very close there for Colton Herter and the 60 of Felix Rosenquist, but Colton Herter just got it at the line.
So let's take a look at the replay here, and wow, Josh D. Felix Rosenquist beat Colton Herta by inches, leaving pit road to get what essentially is the lead of the race.
Yeah, absolutely, and it looks like we are coming to the restart now. Yes, we are. It's green flag, and we are back underway. Christian Lundgaard from the back of the grid at lap 1 because of a puncture to the front because he did not pit. We are back underway in St. Petersburg. A move further back, that is Rinus VK on Scott Dixon. That's for 9th place. Move is complete as we go up, down, through turn 3, up towards turn 4 now. And that is Newgarden on Herta. Newgarden gets the position, but Herta is fighting back but cannot get it through as we go up towards turn 9.
Yeah. Felix Rosenquist is your essential leader of the race. Christian Lundgaard makes his way down the road again. And I will say, Josh, give a call to Felix Rosenquist as we see it looks like Will Power and Marcus Ericsson are trying to get around Colton Herta. Coming in the last couple quarters as we're on board with Colton Herta in number 26 Honda for Andretti Global this year. I think he will have a shot as we see trying to go around Will Power for 8th.
Newgarden locks up, sorry Adam, and taps the back of Felix Rosenquist. Go on, Adam.
Yeah. Joseph Newgarden wants to get around Felix Rosenquist and get the essential lead of the race. Joseph Newgarden had an incredible pit stop there. And right now, your top 5 is Christian Lundgaard, Felix Rosenquist, Joseph Newgarden, Pato O'Ward, and the former Bathurst 1000 Supercars champion Scott McLaughlin is fifth. 6 through 10 are Colton Hurd and Marcus 6 through 10 are Colton Hurd and Marcus Erickson, Will Power, Renus VK, Scott Dixon, and as we see a pass for the essential lead of the race as Joseph Newgarden, driving for the captain Roger Penske, gets around Petersburg West and has the essential lead of the race as we see Paddle Ward going around Petersburg West, and we give a call to Renus VK who gets around Will Power. What's your take on Renus VK so far, Josh?
Yeah, Renus VK has been just chopping off positions up to in the past couple of laps, and Scott McLaughlin looking for a way around Felix Rosenqvist in fourth. And Renus VK, he's been doing well in the Grand Prix of St. Pete. Will he be able to get a win this year? We'll have to find out as we're on ball and Colton Herta right up to the back of Scott McLaughlin. McLaughlin in fifth, Herta in sixth as we go down the runway across and the start line, and that's McLaughlin pulling out on the inside of turn one, gets a little bit of a slide to try and defend from Colton Herta. Colton Herta still behind.
As we start lap 34, your top five are Christian Lundgaard, Justin Newgarden, Tyler Ward, Felix Rosenqvist, and Scott McLaughlin right now. Your top 5, 6 through 10 are Colton Hurd, Marcus Erickson, Renus VK, Will Power, and the legend Scott Dixon. Roman Grosjean is 11th, Alexander Rossi is 12th, last year's champion. Alex Palou is 13th. Kyle Kirk.
Oh.
As we see someone go down, someone went down an escape road, Josh, and that could bring out another full course caution.
Yep, and I believe that is the number 41 of Stingray Rob. He's out the car. We're still green for now. No, we are not. We are under caution, and yes, it is the number 41 of Stingray Rob. Just locking up down at turn 1 and is out of the car, and we are under caution on lap 35 of 100. The car is smoking. I believe it's the front right brakes that are on fire, but the livery different to what is on the spotter guide, which definitely helps as well. But they've got a fire extinguisher out and ready as Stingray Rob puts the steering wheel back in, but that brake is really smoking, and not the first time we've seen a car stuck down in the turn 1 runoff this weekend over all series. But under caution then, Adam, and well, this could be a perfect opportunity for Lundgaard to pit.
Yeah, you're right there, Josh. I think we'll see Christian Lundgaard come down pit road, and then the lead of the race will go back to Justin Newgarden, who has had a hot rod here so far, as we're almost getting close to halfway, and it's been quite a good race so far. We haven't seen any major crashes, Josh. It's the pace has been quite enjoyable, and so far, as we're on board with Pato Ward, the number 5 McLaren, who is hitting P3 right now. And Josh, I'll ask you this question: can Pato Ward find his way to victory lane in 2024?
Yes, Pato Ward will definitely be in victory lane this year. Could it be here? I don't think so. I think Newgarden has the edge. But even if Scott McLaughlin in the 3 comes up as well through the field, currently 5th, also in a good place, but anybody in the top 5, I would say, because Lundgaard has to pit again now, so he'll be off strategy, of course, with his puncture in lap 1 at the end of lap 1. But I think anybody second down to 8th with how VK is, maybe even second down to 10th as Lundgaard does come into the pits as well now. But we could say it's still the early stages of the race. In this middle part of the race, I think the door is still wide open as Lundgaard goes down into pit lane. It's green tyres to green tyres, and fuel comes out, spray of the water, and he is back out on track, and he is going to come out in 23rd place, as we've got a couple more takers of Fittipaldi and Braun coming out of pit road, as they're on an alternate strategy. As they are so far down, they've decided to pit now as well.
As we are on board with the former Australian Supercars champion and winner of the prestigious race that they have in that series, Bathurst 1000, Scott McLaughlin. That award has looked solid so far from McLaren. Yeah. And I will say this to you, Josh. All the cars this year look quite clean, look quite incredible. Some of the liveries just stand out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the teams, well, two of the teams which stand out is the McLaren guys. O'Ward, Eilert and Rossi. Those cars are absolutely incredible. But another is the 26, 27 and 28 of Colton Herta, Carl Kirkwood and Marcus Ericsson, as we're getting the 1 to go signal at the flag post with Mr. Likens up there as well. But 1 to go, Adam. The field: Newgarden, O'Ward, Rosenqvist, McLaughlin, Herta, your top 5, Ericsson, VK, Power, Dixon and Roman Grosjean rounds out the top 10. Good to see him in the 77 up there as well. But Adam, final thoughts before we go back to green?
It's been quite an enjoyable race so far, Josh T. And Justin Newgarden has had a hot rod. You have his team, Penske teammate Scott McLaughlin in 4th. Will Power is in 8th, and the Team Penske drivers look solid as normal. I'll hand it back over to you as we see a replay of the pit stop.
Oh, big fire there.
And that was from Colin Braun's car. And
here we go.
And it looks like they're coming. And Josh, I'll throw it back over to you as we're about to start lap number 39 of 100. So take us back to the green.
Here we go then. Green flag back out. Yellow flag goes in. We are back racing round the runway and streets of St. Petersburg then. Lap 39 of 100. All single file in the top 5, top 10. As we go into top 1, I didn't see anyone going for a move further back as well. Palou is right on the back of Alexandra Rossi for 11th. There's a couple of drivers in the mid-pack go in for a look down into turn 4, Adam. And all clean there as Newgarden out in front with already a 6/10 lead.
Tristan Newgarden looks like he wants to start this 2024 season off with a bang here at St. Pete, but that award is hot on its tail. Felix Rosenqvist has had a solid car all day long. Martian Racing and Scotty Mack is 4th, always so strong here. Colton Herta is 5th as we start lap 40, 10 to go until we hit halfway.
Yep, lap 40 of 100 then, as Scott McLaughlin, who is currently in 4th, goes up through turn 2 and turn 3 as we go down the straight the small straight down into turn 4, the start of what I think we can all agree is the complex part of this circuit, turns 4 towards turns 9, definitely the slower part of the circuit compared to the fast twisting 11, 12 down into the slower 13 and 14 and out onto the front stretch as well. But Newgarden out in front once again, and I think we can agree that Newgarden has had control of this race as we're on board with Pato Ward looking back to the 60 of Felix Rosenquist. Just behind that is McLaughlin and Herter. Going up, down the straight towards turn 1. And Adam, as we complete another lap, Venus Vique doing quite well in 7th place.
Yes, he is. He has had a solid car all day long. Really, really impressed of and how he's driven so far. I think we'll see Venus Vique steal a win somewhere this year. He's too talented of a driver not to find a way to get a checkered flag this year. And let's give a call to Felix Rosenquist, Josh. He started on the front row in 2nd position, Maya Racing, and he has had a quite solid day so far. That is coming up on 8 laps to go to halfway. What's your take on Felix Rosenquist from Maya Racing?
Yeah, of course, moving over to Meyer Shank Racing from McLaren, Adam, and he's done quite well with the change, I think, up there straight away, of course, battling for pole position and now battling for the lead and the win. But will Newgarden let him pass, or will Newgarden let anyone pass, as just 3/4 of a second behind Newgarden is Pato O'Ward.
In about 22 to 25 laps time, we'll see our second and final pit stop of the day as we are on board here with almost a touch from Felix Rosenquist.
That's Rahal trying to get past Blomqvist further back, and there was contact there, the other AutoNation car.
We are on board with Graham Rahal, and we all know about his legendary father, Bobby Rahal, who has won an NGT INDYCAR series title in the past, as well as they call it. And he also has won Indy 500 back in mid 80s. So Graham Rahal has had a strong career in his own right here in the NTT IndyCar series. Just taking it real easy as we're on a full lap with him. And let's go down to the pit area with Marcus Armstrong on his retirement from the race.
Blocked the rear. I felt like I had braked at the same spot as the previous 20 odd laps, but I'm so disappointed by that mistake, and I feel terrible for the number 11 Chip Ganassi Racing Ridgeline Lubricants Group, because, and to be fair, we weren't pushing at the time, we were just sort of fuel saving, waiting for our time to push. So yeah, a costly mistake, and it stings, to be honest.
Thanks, Marcus.
Marcus Armstrong there on his mistake, and well, a little bit gutted there, Marcus Armstrong, as we come up to the main screen once more, as we're lap 44 of 100 at the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, and that, I do believe, is a lot of marbles, some of them from Christian Lundgaard's puncture as well, but a lot of marbles across the circuit, Adam.
Yeah. 5 laps to go till halfway, and your top 5 are Joseph Newgarden, Paddle Award, Felix Rosenquist, John McLaughlin, and Colton Hurt as we're on board with Carl Milot was in this weekend for David Malukas because David had an off-season accident, so he's not able to race this weekend. And for not being in the car for the All-Star race, which I still don't know understand why they're having one at Thermal Club, which is in between this race and the next round, which is on the historic streets of Long Beach, California. And I will say this, Josh, when they announced that they're having an all-star race at Thermal Club, I wasn't too keen on the idea. What's your take on this all-star race at Thermal Club in between St. Pete and Long Beach?
I mean, it kind of feels a little bit like they're trying to become NASCAR in that style, because of course we have the all-star race at North Wilkesboro, and that will definitely be interesting later on in the season as well, because it's returning to a classic circuit once more, but it's a brand new surface there at North Wilkesboro, so definitely good there. And well, new surface means that it looks like they are possibly thinking about it long term as well. But I mean, it's IndyCar. They've chosen to do it, and they just have a spare $1 million just hanging around, so why not give it away? But another new addition to the season this year, Adam, it's not a new Grand Prix, but it's a returning circuit. Nashville Super Speedway, everyone. And I think they had that in the plan for a very long while when I think they knew that they were going to go to the Super Speedway after they pushed it to the season finale, Adam. But I know that you are delighted about it, but I am also very delighted about it. What a way, and as it should end on an oval, of course, Laguna Seca bringing forward as well to a new date. But incredible to get back on a super speedway, especially with losing Texas.
Yeah, Josh. I think we all can remember when the season finale was at the now defunct Auto Club Speedway, back then called the California Speedway in Fontana, California. That was an incredible season finale. That's the Nashville Super Speedway return as this year's season finale, because of what's happening with the Tennessee Titans NFL Stadium in Nashville. So that's why the season finale is at the Nashville Super Speedway. But I will say this, I'm looking forward to the doubleheader at the historic Milwaukee Mile. I can remember when the NTT IndyCar Series went there the week after the Indy 500, and that always produces some incredible action in West Allis, Wisconsin, and those race fans will turn out in droves. I know. So all I can say is can't wait for the Milwaukee Mile to return, and I think another oval that is going to produce a lot of action is Iowa Speedway with the double hitter. It's a short oval, and last year we saw incredible racing there, and I think we'll see the same again this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, before Nashville was Nashville was added, as we've got Ray Hall down into pit road, we had lost an oval, but I think we are the same oval numbers as we are last year, maybe even +1 because of what is with Milwaukee. I'll have to confirm that as well. But Ray Hall, good stop onto the green tyres now, is a award going through turn 10 now. And Newgarden should be going on to start lap 50 very soon, which will be the halfway mark as well. And as Newgarden crosses the line to start lap 50, we're halfway there, living on a prayer as Rosenqvist goes across the line as well down towards turn 1, Adam.
Yeah, Justin Newgarden has had a hot rod, and while Josh T and I are covering the NTT IndyCar series, Joshua Birch and his sister Megan are covering the MotoGP Qatar Grand Prix, and at the moment it is Heco. You're done watching us on the NASCAR Shriners Children's 500. Go check out the coverage of the MotoGP for the Qatar Grand Prix, and I want to let everybody know that that next weekend it won't be as much chaos here, but it'll be quite enjoyable as Formula E heads to the streets of Sao Paulo, Brazil. We'll have complete coverage of that event, as well as the NASCAR Cup Series heads to the short track in Eastern Tennessee known as the Coliseum. That are known to folks as Bristol Motor Speedway. Is a track that I've been to personally a lot of times, so looking forward to calling a race from the world's fastest half mile. So next weekend we'll have Formula E from Sao Paulo and NASCAR at Bristol. And don't forget, everybody, subscribe to us here at JBMotorsports. Hit the little bell icon, when we're on the air, since we've got a wide variety of motorsports that we're covering here in 2024. We're gonna have complete coverage of Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula 3, MotoGP, Moto2, Moto3, Moto E, Formula E, INDYCAR, NASCAR. We covered the 24 hours of Daytona. We also covered the 24 hours of Le Mans as well. So we are going to be quite busy here in 2024 at JB Motorsports. So tell your friends, tell your family, if they don't already subscribe to us, come subscribe and hang out with us. We're going to have a lot of people here all year long helping us out. So yeah, we'll have you covered from green flag, checkered flag all year long. As we start lap 53 of 100, your top 5 are Justin Newgarden, Pato O'Ward, Felix Rosenqvist, Tom McLaughlin, and Colt Turtis. So for Josh T next weekend, Formula E heads to Sao Paulo, Brazil. I will say Nick Cassidy, he's a driver's championship. How do you think he'll do on the streets in Brazil next weekend?
I think he'll do well as we see the 28 come down pit road of Marcus Ericsson. Let's see if NBC has anything to say.
Car, it looks like, so a problem for Marcus Ericsson, the winner last year.
Oh no.
And they've taken the engine cowling off.
Oh boy. For the man who won here last year, won the Indy 500 2 years ago, his first run with Andretti Global. And it's not going to result in defense of that victory.
Watch
here he
this.
is.
Watch Marcus Ericsson, a wounded race car. He's outside, unfortunately, on the wrong side of the track, and he's desperately going to try to get across to pit lane. That is some dicey stuff as you're looking in those tiny side pod mounted rear view mirrors.
That was close, wasn't it, Adam?
Yes. And it's a hard, and you feel for Marcus Ericsson in his debut for Andretti Global, coming over from Chip Ganassi Racing this year. He had a good car. in the first half of the race, and as we see somebody locking up there, Josh.
That is a very sponsorless car, which suggests it's the 51 of Colin Braun.
Yes, Colin Braun, who we know, who has competed in the past. He's competed at the Royal 25 Daytona, so I see him get a ride here in the season opener for St. Pete, as coming up on 11 laps to go in the MotoGP Qatar Grand Prix, with Pecco Bagnaia still out in front. So after that race is over, Joshua Rush will return and join us, and then coming up at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, we'll have complete coverage of the NASCAR Cup Series Shriners Children's 500 in the Valley of the Sun at Phoenix International Raceway in Avondale, Arizona. Denny Hamlin starts on the pole with his Joe Gibbs teammate, Ty Gibbs, alongside. We'll see how Denny does, and the rest of NASCAR stars do in a little while. So we should have an hour break in between IndyCar and NASCAR. So after the race is over, relax, rejuvenate, and come join us for NASCAR at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, which is 7:30 p.m. over in the UK. As we are on lap 56 of 100, as we're on board with Scott McLaughlin, who drives for the captain Roger Penske, and we all know how good Scott McLaughlin was when he competed down under in Australia in the Repco Australian Supercar Series, former series champion, former winner of their prestigious race, the Bathurst 1000. And I'll ask you this, Josh. You know who I'm picking to win the race and the championship. So do you think this is Scotty Mac's year?
I mean, quite possibly. He's currently running in fourth as we see a replay of Scott Dixon down in towards turn 10. Does he lock up? Yes, he does, and gets very sideways. Adam, as he goes through turn 10, does well to keep out the wall. As in the chat room, hello Adam and Josh T, I hope you're keeping well and enjoying the race. It's definitely been a good race, and Joseph Newgarden looks good today, but Felix and Pato are up for giving him a fight for the race. I agree. Adam, do you agree?
Yeah, I do. And as for the comments, Fabrice, we really do appreciate it. And Fabrice, if you're a NASCAR fan, like I said earlier, we'll have complete coverage of the NASCAR Cup Series race from Phoenix International Raceway at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So let's go down with this, Josh.
St. Pete, and how physical it is. I have 30 pounds of weight, 15 in each hand, so help me through this.
Okay, basically I need you to hold them out in front of you. I need you to twist them left and right 14 times. Okay, now just do that 99 more times while wearing a sweatsuit in a sauna. That's what it's like. Actually, wait, you said 15 each hand? We need 5 more in each hand. It's about 20 pounds.
Gosh.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. Thank you, Linda, for supplying that.
I need that other one, Linda.
These Indy cars don't have power steering, Marty. They don't have it.
This is heavy.
It's very heavy, and that's what these drivers are experiencing because they don't have the assistance of power steering. Every bump, every corner, you got to feel.
And what about the G-forces on your head?
Hey, Marty, what about the braking? Start squatting while you're doing that. Get down and start doing some leg presses. Oh, no, keep moving.
I feel like I'm a CrossFit.
Get your arms back out. Steer the car at the same time.
All right, very good. Yeah, I don't want to do this for 100 laps. I'm going to pass. I'll let you guys handle this.
NBC pit reports in the middle of a race, everyone, as we go back on board with Alexander Rossi on lap 59 of 100 as Eilert gets ahead of Blomqvist, and Lundqvist as well Blomqvist and Lundqvist. What could go wrong later on in the season? Definitely nothing. Absolutely nothing. As lap 59, top 5, Newgarden, O'Ward, Rosenqvist, McLaughlin and Herta as we go down into turn 10. Through the chicane at 11 and 12, up towards turn 13 and out turn 14, back through the straight, Adam, and looking good as we start lap 60.
That's right, only 40. It's been quite a clean race so far, except for those two cautions. One for Marcus Armstrong, the other one for Stingray Robb, and hopefully I didn't make a commentator's jinx in. Hello, and as we see, Walter Del Piano says in the chat. Salutes, as he's saying hi from Argentina, where Augustin Canapino is from. So, Walter, thanks so much for finding the stream and subscribe to us at complete coverage this year of all the IndyCar Series races. It's been, as we see, as Willpower finds a way around Renus VK to get back to sixth position. And Josh, what's your take on Willpower so far in this race, and how do you think he'll do overall in the NTT IndyCar Series this year?
I mean, he's got the willpower to do it. I just don't know if he'll use it. There's the first one of the season. You can mark that off on your bingo cards, the willpower puns as well. You can also mark off the first of the halfway there, living on a prayer, used for once in the right way here on JB Motorsports as well, with Bon Jovi on site as well. Lap 61 of 100 into the second half of the race. Well, into the second half of the race now. On board with Joseph Newgarden, and 2 seconds to gap now. Joseph Newgarden is in control, but what is coming up in the next few laps, Adam? Second pit stop.
It stops. Yep, and these pit stops will determine who takes checkered flag here. As we could, you never know, Josh, as we could have a late race caution, but run bar with the rookie Linus Lundqvist, and I think you'd agree with this, Josh. We have 3 Quists this year. We have Felix Rosenqvist, Tom Lundqvist, and Linus Lundqvist.
It's not going to get confusing at all, is it?
No.
As we go through turn 9 at the end of the complex section, up towards the tricky turn 10. It seemed like this year it's always tricky for some of the drivers, but this year it's been extra tricky for some, as that's Linus Lundqvist in the 8 car going round, and the quick switch right left of 11 and 12 through the slow 13, and then on the acceleration as you go through 14 out onto the front stretch, on through the taxiway onto the runway, and getting very close to the wall. There is Lundqvist as we go through turn 1. This is Ferrucci up in front, and Marcus Ericsson with the engine cover off in pit road. Still in pit road, 9 laps down. I think, Adam, it's day over.
Yeah, that's not what he wanted to see on debut for Chip Ganassi. As we see a replay of the pass for Willpower getting around Renus VK, and I think Willpower finds his way to victory lane next year. Roger Penske, he's got that gene in him, coming from down under in New Zealand, and as we see Scott Dixon, another Kiwi getting around Rinus VK, and wow, that is Rinus VK and Roman Grosjean right there. And back to live action, your top 64 of 100, your top 5 are Joseph Newgarden, Tyler Ward, Felix Rosenquist, Scott McLaughlin, and Colton Herta. 6 through 10 are Will Power, Scott Dixon, Rinus VK, Roman Grosjean, and Alexander Rossi has found his way into the top 10. And Alex Blow, last year's champion, he's sitting right there in 11th. So I ask you this, Josh. Do you think Alex Blow has a lot of pressure on him after winning the title in 2023?
Yeah, absolutely. But going down pit road, Roman Grosjean and Rossi. Do we have pit lane? Let's go down.
Further up pit road, also making his last stop. It looks like it is primaries for Grosjean. He releases first, and it's also going to be alternates. Alexander Rossi is going for the alternates. Can he beat out Grosjean? He will.
So now, if you're the 2, if you're the 5, the 60, the leaders, you have entered the danger zone.
Here he comes. He's out of it.
That's not anymore.
Here comes Newgarden.
Of Joseph Newgarden, Marty.
Yeah,
Hinch, we kind of knew this was going to be the
front
play.
two are coming in.
Someone pitted. That's why
Front
you
two are
saw
coming
the
down
late move
pit road. It looks like
and that brings the leaders and everybody else down pit road. Joseph Newgarden knows the fueling issue on the last stop. This one looks much cleaner for him. Right in front of him, Pato O'Ward. There was a long debate on the 5 radio about whether to go with primaries or alternates. O'Ward has to hold just a minute for fuel. And also Scott McLaughlin, who finally comes in and puts on those alternate tires. You see the big weight adjustment as well. Also Felix Rosenquist leaving pit road, and others coming this lap diff.
So you got it.
Yeah, absolutely. Back for pit stops then. It's Herta out on track in the lead right now, and I believe we'll have the others pitting shortly. Lap 66 of 100. We go over to the chat room now. Fabrice saying, way to go JT, you're on fire form this season, charge on. Thank you. It's just the start of the season as we see Colton Herta go on, and there's many more clashes which will be me taking over the lead as well. Smoke and Joe and Pato are up in the pace now. Felix is trying the overcut. Let's go down pit road.
Where he comes out and
2021 winner, Colton Herta.
You can hear it in Rob Edwards' voice. It's going to be close. Here comes Colton Herta. The pit speed line up to speed.
Well, a bit choppy there, but we got most of it through. Apologies for that, but Pelot is in. Dixon and Kirkwood, Pelot out in front. So not in yet, but we'll see him coming in as well. Here's a flashback from 2 years ago on the February the 27th of 2022 at St. Pete, and this, I believe, is the Roman Grosjean incident with Scott McLaughlin after the pit stops. Yes, it is at turn 4, which Roman Grosjean was, let's say, the happiest he has ever been after that incident, Adam. He was so happy. He was so not happy with Scott McLaughlin, and they both ended up in the tyre barrier. And there is Roman Grosjean shouting through the tyres and punching them as well. He wasn't happy, and that was definitely a change in the race that year.
Yeah, and right now your top 5 right now are Joseph Newgarden, who's had a sensational race to start the year. Tyler Ward for McLaren Chevy is second. Colton Herta for Andretti Global is third. Felix Rosenquist from Meyershank Racing, who has had a strong day in his debut there, as we see Scott McLaughlin getting around Felix Rosenquist. And now Scotty Mack is only one position away from getting on the podium. All he needs to do is get on Colton Herta, Pedal Ward, and Justin Newgarden, and you'll have. Oh, as we see someone in the wall, Josh.
That's the number 8 of Linus Lundqvist in the wall at turn 10, Adam. And we have gone caution.
Our third one of the day. Tough break for Linus Lundqvist in his debut for Chip Ganassi Racing. Not the way he wanted to start, but now, Josh, with this caution, this is going to punch up the field, and well, everyone has made their pit stops, so now it's just going to be who can survive for the remainder of the race. And Linus Lundqvist, he was running strong in his debut, not the way he wanted it to end.
Yeah, absolutely, into the back of the wall. The whole rear ring of the car has been bent up. Let's have a look at the replay now. Side by side with Romain Grosjean. Was there contact? I believe there was, Adam. Contact with Romain Grosjean. We just saw the replay of what happened with Scott McLaughlin and Romain Grosjean. And 2 years later, similar things happen, but with two different drivers as well. But Linus Lundqvist not happy about that as well. But under caution now, lap 70 of 100 there. So we're 30 laps to go, and hopefully Josh will be returning to us near the end as well. But the top 10 under caution: Newgarden, O'Ward, Herta, McLaughlin, Rosenqvist, Power, Rahal, Palou, Rossi and Dixon as well. But this will definitely help Josh get more laps in as well for commentating.
Actually, Josh, oh, it looks like Linus Lundqvist he got going again.
But I don't think that rear wing will be safe enough to carry on, Adam.
No. And over on the MotoGP broadcast for Josh Birds and Megan, it is 2 laps to go over there, and Pecco Bagnaia is out in front. So
spoilers.
looks like I'm going to get a pick winner point for Pecco Bagnaia for the Grid Network. And speaking of the Grid Network, you should head on over there and subscribe to their YouTube channel, because they are close to getting 1,000 subscribers. And subscribe to our good friends at Grid Network, as they took off the rear wing of Linus Lundqvist and putting on a new one. So, and at least Josh, he will be able to stay in the race.
Yeah, it depends on other damage as well, to tyres, etc., to the rear of the car. But they're getting the rear wing back on, but it all depends, and we'll see how many laps down Linus Lundqvist is when he gets back on, as NBC return at the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. Lap 71 of 100. Jess in chat has said, evening Josh, T and Adam, how's it going so far? We're on the third caution of the day. Linus Lundqvist going into the wall at turn 10 with contact from Romain Grosjean, and we could say it's a bit of an NBC curse, because it happened a couple of minutes after NBC showed a replay of what happened to Scott McLaughlin and Romain Grosjean after they pitted in 2022. The first caution was because of Marcus Armstrong hitting the wall at turn 10 and getting some advertising board wrapped up in his tyre. And the second caution was from Stingray Rob for going into the runoff at turn 1 and not able to get it back out. And Marcus Ericsson, Adam, not had the best of days, not come back out on track. 16 laps down, engine cover is off, and well, problems with the 28 car.
Yeah, like you said, Josh, not the way Marcus Ericsson wanted to start here his year with Andretti Global, coming over from Chip Ganassi Racing. A couple years ago, he won the Indianapolis 500.
And Marcus Ericsson?
Let's go down pit road.
Kind of power issue. I don't know if it's engine electronical or something, but yeah, we just from nowhere just lost power. It basically went to like half power and just blurring and wouldn't accelerate. So we tried all the switches we have, you know, in the car, but it was just no fix. And then we checked it here in pit lane, but we couldn't find an obvious reason for it. So we're just taking it back and investigating a bit more.
Thank you, Marcus. No chance to defend his win here today.
No, bit of a bummer there for the
Yeah, so Marcus Ericsson out of the race, and definitely a strange one, Adam, just for that, but we'll get back to that, because I believe we are going to the restart, going through turn 12. Newgarden backs up the field, across the taxiway at turns 13, onto turn 14, across the restart line. He can go anywhere now, and he's gone. With green flag back underway and racing. Lap 72 of 100 at the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. Scott McLaughlin looking to get past, but look at Will Power going down the inside of Rosenqvist. Pulls back just at the last opportunity he can as well, but getting a little bit loose there with Colton Herta. That was very close, which allows Scott McLaughlin to pull round the outside. A lock up there from Rosenqvist, which allows Power to nearly get alongside, but keep an eye on the battle of Herta and McLaughlin, because McLaughlin is right up the back of Herta, so is Power right up the back of Rosenqvist, Adam.
Yeah, as we see Scott McLaughlin getting around Colton Herta and Will Power getting around Felix Rosenqvist. Those Team Fancy cars, Josh, have been solid all day long, and I think we'll see great things from that team in 2024. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's have a look at the replay. This is McLaughlin and Herta. McLaughlin just getting out the back of Herta. That's at turn 8 and 9. But here's Palou looking down the inside of Rosenqvist. Snaps back into line just in time to avoid contact, but going to keep getting on the power is the 7 of Rossi. Both of the Marcuses having a tough day. Yes, they are. And didn't the Andretti cars get stronger at the end of the race last year too? I believe they did, Fabrice, as McLaughlin looking to get past Pato O'Ward. It's all getting a little bit lively out on track as we are about to start lap 75 of 100 to get the final quarter of the race underway, Adam.
Yeah, Scotty Mack has had a strong day in his number 3 DEX imaging. Penske Chevy for Roger Penske, sitting P3 on the podium right now. But he wants to do 2 positions better as he's hunting down Pato O'Ward in the McLaren Chevy, trying to get around for second. And if he does that, Team Penske will be 1 and 2. But I think Team Penske this year, I think, is going to be a dominant team here in the IndyCar series. I think, well, everybody knows I'm picking with the championship. So, yeah, I think this has the potential to be a real good year for Team Penske. We're on board with the Aussie willpower. And one thing, Josh, I want to see the NTT IndyCar Series go back and race down under at some point. I think we all can remember when they used to race at Surface Paradise, and it was quite an incredible race when they did. I miss it. What about you?
Yeah,
Do you miss the action
absolutely.
from Surface?
Here's a
as
replay of Grosjean and Linus Lundqvist. This is the incident, and there's just contact with the front wing into the rear left as well. And to say they've only lost 3 laps going into this as well, the Linus Lundqvist crew. I would guess they're just treating this as a practice session, and there is a penalty for Roman Grosjean for that incident as well. But Lundqvist, as we lose TV pictures momentarily on NBC side, lap 77 of 100. And Fabrice saying, looks like the Penskes are even better this year, could be close.
And Drew Light Mueller says Max for the win. Well, Drew, this isn't Formula One. This is IndyCar. And the defending champ and defending overall series champion, Josh Alex Palou, has had a quiet start to the year, has it?
I mean, you've said it now, Adam.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. You know, he's had a solid day in that in that number 10 DHL car for Chip Ganassi Racing. And we gotta remember, Josh, last time Alex Palou won the championship the following year, it was surrounded by controversy. So I don't think Alex Palou wants to have that hanging around him like he did when he won his first championship. And right now you're top, as Mr. Petro Fittipaldi and last name sounds familiar. Yeah, you know about his uncle, Emerson Fittipaldi, who had a very strong career in the NTT IndyCar Series, drove for Pat Patrick Racing, and then he moved over to Team Penske for the end of his career, had a national record in Michigan International Speedway, which basically ended his career when he drove for Team Penske. Now, right now we're on board with Colton Herta. This position, Alex Palou is talking him in 6th. Luke Rosenquist had a solid 8th. Alexander Rossi is 8th. Scott Dixon is 9th for Chip Ganassi Racing, and Marina CK rounds out your top 10 as we're coming up to 20 laps to go in the opening round of the NTT IndyCar Series season, the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. So, Josh, I'll ask you this question. John McLaughlin is running third. Can he get around Pato O'Ward and his teammate Joseph Newgarden take the win today?
Yeah, absolutely. And, well, yes, definitely if there is a late race of that word. As lap 80 of 100 now, on board with Colton Herta, looking back at Palou, who around 5 laps ago got round Rosenquist for 7th place. Newgarden got a commanding lead. Fabrice in chat says, is Joseph Newgarden trying out Max impressions this year? He's been pretty dominant for IndyCar. I guess. Yep, he's definitely been in control of this race, but over the next couple of races we'll have to see if he keeps it. But with IndyCar, I think it's different because there's so many different cars, so many different machinery, but they've all got their similarities as well. But with Red Bull, they are in a league of their own. Looking at the 14 of Santino Ferrucci, who is trying to get round Rinus VeeKay, who is keeping his top 10 position. Currently is the 21 of Rinus VeeKay as we complete another lap on the board.
To go here, folks. Yeah, Justin Newgard has led this race since the beginning and looks like he wants to claim the checkered flag. He has his teammates Scott McLaughlin in fourth, and Will Power running out the top 5 as we see. So Tina Ferrucci got married in the offseason, Josh. Cool to see from him as Santino drives for the legendary car owner AJ Foyt in the number 14. Has had a quite good day so far. I stayed out of trouble. And give a call to Colin Pilot, who is sitting in 13th position right now as he's in for David Malukas, because David Malukas had off-season accident, so he's not here, and we're not competing in the All-Star race at Thermal Club, so hopefully David Malukas will return for the second round, which is the historic streets of Long Beach, California.
Yeah, absolutely, and Ilott, hopefully he will return as well in that number 6 car as we're on board with the 7 of Alexandra Rossi. Now, going through the final 2 corners, Scott Dixon really gaining on him then. He's going to have a look down into turn 1. Is he close enough? Never mind, we have a look at a replay of this. Is the number 78 of Agustin Canapino going down into the turn 1 runoff after trying to complete an overtake on Callum Ilott as well. Gets it spun around though, doesn't stall it, so we stay green, just drops down a couple of positions as we get an aerial view of the circuit. And of course, even though we race on one runway, the other runway is always active throughout the weekend. You can just see the air traffic control building on the outside of turn 13, which is definitely quite loud in there when they're trying to communicate with planes as the cars that go flying by. Of course, all the boats in the harbour as well, and out at the sea, and watching the race from out there. But on board with Rossi again. Dixon still trying to get past, but Dixon gains on Rossi into turn 1, but Rossi pulls that gap back out. But I think in a couple of laps, Adam, we're going to have a battle on our hands.
Oh, you took the word right out of my mouth, Josh, because I think Alexander Rossi is going to try to get around the course as we see what it's looking like on pit road from Field Road Course team. He's had a solid start to his NTT IndyCar Series season. Been in the top 10 all day long for Marshall Racing, and I think as we see
it's Canapino.
As we see
Grosjean has pitted as well, but Canapino trying to get round Tom Blomqvist in 18th. Adam, as we go down to turn 1, we start another lap 85 of 100 for the drivers, but Canapino still behind.
15 We have 15 laps to go here in the INDYCAR Series season opener. Your top five are Joseph Newgarden, Pato O'Ward, Scott McLaughlin, Will Power, and Colton Herta. And Josh, Joseph Newgarden has had a hot rod under him all weekend long. Started from the pole position, and if you want to take the win away from him, you're going to have to find a way to get around him because it's not going to be easy. No matter, even if you're his teammate Scott McLaughlin, Will Power.
Yeah, what O'Ward and McLaughlin are hoping for is a little bit of late race drama, which doesn't involve them or even a mechanical error and problem for Newgarden, which, if you watched the NASCAR Xfinity yesterday, we won't spoil it, of course, but that also happened to the leader as well yesterday, as we're on board with O'Ward going through turn 10. You've got Scott McLaughlin just behind him as well, Will Power just behind that as we rush through the wall of turn 11 and turn 12 up and round the exit of turn 14, and there is Romain Grosjean with all four wheels off in the pit road, and Romain Grosjean is getting out the car. Has NBC got anything to say?
Machine now.
Tom Gaymore. Let's have a listen to Tom Gaymore.
Really cautious in turn 1, and then that silly mistake in turn 10. I don't quite know what he was doing behind Linus Lundqvist. Trying to put him off, I don't know, but he left his braking too late, and for someone of Romain Grosjean's experience, that was clumsy, to say the least. And I said that a few times last year. I hope that's not an omen for 2024 as we ride on board with Carl Kirkwood. Just on the fringes of the top 12, and he's chasing Santino Ferrucci. Now it's worth commenting on just what a good job Santino's doing in that AJ Foyt car. They've signed a partnership with Penske Foyt, and they're really, really excited with the technical allegiance there that they've got with Team Penske. And of course, Penske going so well at the front, 3 cars in the top 4. It's no surprise to see that Foyt car inside the top 12 there.
Back then with 12 laps to go, back up to the main commentary box cameras now. And Fabrice is saying, I've got to go, so we'll listen on mobile to the end so I can't chat. Thank you JBM team for the super coverage. Great anchoring as always, Adam, and brilliant lead commentary. JT, you keep getting better. Thank you. That means a lot. Brad is saying, where's Josh? He is covering the MotoGP race and should be joining us shortly as he finishes that broadcast. And Fabrice says, I might have been right about Joseph Newgarden getting the win, but Scotty Mac may have other ideas, or even Pato could have the last word. Thanks again, guys, as we look back at the monitor. Scott McLaughlin on board with, looking back at Will Power and Colton Herta.
Yeah, we've got 12 laps to go. It's been kind of a calm race to start the year compared to what we saw last year, Josh. Maybe that's the things of plans to come. I know it's only race 1, but we'll say that Team Penske so far is looking like the team to beat. You have Justin Newgarden in first, Scott McLaughlin in third, and Will Power in fourth. And those Team Penske cars, they're going to have something to say this year. I won't say who my Indy 500 pick is just yet, but I don't know. I think I'll wait until we get to the month of May. At the beginning of the month of May, let everybody know we're going to have complete coverage all month long of Indy 500 practice, qualifying, and of course, the race on Memorial Day weekend. So we're all looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. With 11 laps to go, Joseph Newgarden. I think the only way that they can catch him if there's some late race drama. And well, Adam, you've just said another word which can relate to the keyword. It starts with C, ends with M. We'll see what happens with 11 laps to go, but with 4.5 seconds back now is the lead as we look at Kiffin Simpson in the 4 car, currently 14th, high of 11th, low of 26th place, so he's doing well in 14th place, the rookie, his first race, as well as we look at the DHL car of the number 10 entry of Alex Palou, the reigning champion, as he goes up towards turn 3 and 4.
Brad says, is this beauty
Wait,
than
microphone.
I just went to neutral, so yeah, we'll have to analyze that, but we definitely lost the gearbox.
You were fighting in the top 10 much of the race, and then a penalty for contact with Linus Lundqvist. What was your view, if you had any chance to look at that yet?
I don't know, I think at the start I was too gentle with some guys coming inside, but I didn't have a choice, I would have crashed. So lost a bit of spot there, and yeah, we need to work a little bit on our speed stop. I think we lost a few positions on pit stop, and then I was stuck behind VK. I love this track, but it's so hard to pass because of the marking on the runway. So I was stuck there, and yeah, with Linus, it's my fault. I was too shy, I should have got more. I didn't want to go too aggressive. I thought he had seen me on cold tires. It's on me.
Thank you. Hey, a lot of positives, though. This car was quick this weekend. It's a good start in a new situation for Romain Grosjean.
Pre-race, Townsend and I were chatting with co-team owner Brad Hollinger, and he was really upbeat, excited to start the season, excited about the driver lineup with Canapino and Grosjean.
Okay, so we come back up to our coverage, and I am delighted to welcome back Mr. Birch as we can use the free cam back. Hello, Josh. How much have you been able to keep up with the race, and what are your thoughts?
Seen it all. We've had it on the second monitor below us in the commentary what I was doing MotoGP. Didn't help that MotoGP had a delayed start on the grid as well. So we were sitting around for 10 minutes, and we put you two up for a little bit as well on that every now and then. But yeah, cracking race. Disappointing for Grosjean, not being out of it. Disappointing as well, I must say, for that of Marcus Ericsson. First race with Andretti getting kicked out as well. Disappointment as well for the 8 car hitting the wall of Lundqvist, and it's just been a bit of a weird day, hasn't it, everybody? But I haven't seen all of. I'll have to catch up fully, but 8 to go. I come in right at the end, and I've only done about 20 laps. But hello, delighted to be back. Great job from the pair of you as well.
Yeah, and well, with 8 laps to go, guys, and Newgarden, 6-second gap now. The battle for second. Pato O'Ward in second. Scott McLaughlin 6/10 back, and Will Power a second back on Pato O'Ward as well. So that's a battle brewing, and we've seen that over the last 10 laps, guys. About that battle brewing as well, and it's heating up towards the end of the race, Josh.
Just see Fabrice says, WTF, JT, you're on fine form this season, charge on. You've on in the broadcast of the YouTube chat. Yeah, it's very much for stepping in as well, Josh. Absolutely fantastic coverage from you and Adam, as always. Expert analysis, doing brilliantly. I look forward to hearing back. Is this round 1? Yeah, this is round 1. So we're here for that. It's looking brilliant as well. Let's do a quick run through, because when I left, Newgarden was leading. I've returned, Newgarden was leading, and he hasn't left once the lead of the race all day. It's been a complete domination from him, which is fantastic. But O'Ward up to second position. McLaren genuinely has pace this season, but he's been charged by the 2 Penske's and McLaughlin in power.
Yeah, absolutely. We had Lundgaard lead in for a little while after that puncture on lap 1. That's because he didn't pit on the first caution, which was because of Marcus Armstrong getting tied up with the sponsorship banners at turn 10. The second caution was because of Stingray Rob getting stuck in the turn 1 runoff. That was a quick caution, and then the third caution was for I haven't actually marked it off. It was the Grosjean incident with Lundqvist, with that, which
Linus Lundqvist.
warranted that penalty there. But with 6 laps to go, guys, this battle is brewing up to be a good one towards the end of the race.
I see, isn't it? Getting all the energy out. Yeah, New Garden's up front. Oh, there goes Power, thinking about a move on the inside. On the dot club turn, get ahead of a, can't get ahead of a Brocklet. There's New Garden up front. We've got trying for Penske 1, 2, 3. If Penske do 1, 2, 3, I honestly think that this season is going to be done before we even start. To have that level of domination would be insane.
Yeah, that's what I said, Josh. I think this year is Team Penske's year. I think if they could start the year off sweeping the podium, it's going to be hard for. I don't think it's going to be hard for anyone to knock off in 2024. Joseph Newgarden, so talented. Scott McLaughlin, so talented. Will Power, so talented. I don't think this is the year of Chip Ganassi Racing. I think, like it was last year, this year, if you want to win a championship, you got to get around Team Penske.
The lead just
after the 500. Go on, Justin.
The lead just growing and growing and growing. It's up to 7.5 seconds now, Josh.
7.5 seconds.
Are we good now?
My Discord went off. Yeah.
Are we good? Awesome.
That's always the way, isn't it? But yeah, before we go, we've got these new power unit systems coming in with a hybrid technology.
Discord's being up.
Discord's being a bit of a pain, but 4 laps to go with Newgarden. Hello, Josh. Welcome back.
Hi, Josh.
Hitting my computer, yeah. We've got these hybrid features coming in, of course, to change over. That's going to be key after the 500. So right now, we're racing with the old spec because it wasn't ready in time, which makes me really doubtful that IndyCar is going to be that competitive this year after that 500 race.
Yeah, absolutely, as Newgarden crosses the line once more with 3 laps to go, and well, if we have a caution now, we'll know what will happen as we are getting ready for the closing stages of the race. But I think we can all agree that Newgarden, unless if something goes horribly wrong, has got it in the bag.
As he comes into it. In fact, I'm going to do something very unusual. As the flag falls, I'm going to leave you in charge, Josh T, so I can set up for NASCAR.
Okay.
I'm literally just a guest appearance on this.
It's the other way round, Josh. It's Josh T and Adam featuring Josh B.
Yes. It's JT Motorsports for the evening, isn't it? Into it as well. Oh, there, if Jess was here, that would still be working out as we said before. Across the line, 2 to go. White flag will be out next time around. Newgarden 8 seconds clear to O'Ward, and O'Ward is really trying to hold off these 2 Penske's of McLaughlin and Power. He wants to have that attack for the rest of the race. And come on, let McLaren spoil the party. Let them be the ones that have to drop back in the race as well. That's what we want to see. That's the excitement we are demanding in the end of this one.
I've seen that the IndyCar app hasn't fixed their issue with the driver tracker crashing.
Yes, I noticed
which
that
is
earlier on when it went off.
mildly annoying. As the marker O Doom is a green highlighter, which isn't very doomy, but
he was about to say.
I thought my marker of doom was somewhere over there, and I couldn't get it. It was literally right under my monitor.
You know how to go split screen because it's the final lap, but you got 8 seconds ahead.
Yep, going through turn 3 as the second place, going into turn 1. This battle brewing up, but we'll have to see if O'Ward gets 2nd, 3rd or 4th. Josh, I'll hand it over to you as Newgarden goes through the couple corners at 8 and 9.
Well, it's been a good race in terms of action behind, but Joseph Newgarden, like so many racing series, has led the domination. Max Verstappen dominating in Formula 1. We've got the Ducatis dominating in MotoGP. Over there as well, we've got domination wherever you look. Is this the start of another championship campaign for Joseph Newgarden, who exits the last corner, comes onto the runway to land? He's been flying all day. Newgarden wins the season opener here at St. Petersburg.
Incredible race from Joseph Newgarden. We look further back. Who has 2nd? It is the number 5 of Patrick O'Ward, followed by Scott McLaughlin and Will Power. So no changes there, guys. Top 5 finishing it is Colton Herta. But what a drive from Joseph Newgarden.
Agreed. All you can say is one word: domination.
Unbelievable. What a drive. What a man. This is unbelievable. He wants that back, doesn't he? He wants to get that P1.
Venus VK keeps the top 10, guys.
Hey! Love VK.
I know someone will be happy.
Awesome stuff. Right, I shall disappear to get NASCAR sorted. I will see you all at the Thermal Club. And I'll go get NASCAR. JT and Adam, I'll hand over to you. Have a great one, guys. See you soon.
Thanks, Josh, for popping in at the end there. And we return to the 2-cam. But Adam, what a race from Joseph Newgarden. Domination in St. Pete.
It's been it was a really good race to start the year, Josh. And what can you say about Joseph Newgarden? He led from green to checkered, and
we seem to have lost Adam. Hey Adam, can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, I can. I can sure hear you, Josh. I said that I think this is the year that could be the dominant year for Team Penske. The drivers finishing 1st, 3rd, and 4th. What can you say about it? Team Penske has been on a roll lately. Can it continue here in the INDYCAR series as Joseph Newgarden pulls into victory lane to start the year off in style? And the moment of the race was Joseph Newgarden getting pulled and simply checked out.
Yeah. What a race indeed. Well, we'll await the interview from Joseph Newgarden as he jumps out the car, as he arrives in victory lane, rolls forward into position. His gloves are off, getting his helmet off now, and he'll get ready to jump out of the car. Steering wheel out, and Joseph Newgarden, domination in St. Pete. Your Grand Prix of St. Petersburg winner, Joseph Newgarden, jumps out of the car, fist bumps the air. Incredible from Joseph Newgarden here in St. Petersburg. Let's go down to victory lane to hear from NBC and Joseph Newgarden.
In victory here at St. Pete. So you said I'm enjoying my job once again. How much does this add to that enjoyment, Joseph?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun today. A lot of fun. I'm just look at this.
The boss, Roger Penske.
I was thinking of you at the end of that race. Keep it together like you told me to. You know, Roger was telling me, he said, you have a big lead. You better hold on to it, not throw it in the wall.
Luke Mason, the engineer, coming in. That was what you said on the radio. We can turn right. With all the struggles on street courses last year, did you honestly expect a 1, 3, 4 from Team Penske today?
I mean, I think it's so deserving for the work that they put in. You know, I know intimately what's been put into this program in the offseason. It's Team Chevy, everything that they brought this weekend, and then our team specifically. We've worked really hard to close the gap. I mean, we didn't have the speed we needed on road and street courses last year, and I think we just, at least on a consistency basis, and today we brought that speed. We had the execution, as always. You know exactly what you expect from Team Penske. But so happy to have PPG here, have this car in victory lane. I think this is one of the most beautiful cars you can find in IndyCar racing. I'm just I feel very relaxed right now. I was really excited initially, and then it kind of calmed down those last 10 laps, and you know, we can move on from here and at least enjoy this first victory.
As he said afterwards, Stiff, he said that's one step closer to our potential. Joseph Newgarden opens the season with a win in St. Pete.
Well, Hinch, you know what that feels like.
Absolutely incredible there from Joseph Newgarden. We'll come up to the box once more, and we'll have a look at the results. Actually, so we go back to the battle screen. It's Joseph Newgarden ahead of Patrick Ward and Scott McLaughlin. Will Power, Colton Herta, Alex Palou, Felix Rosenqvist, Rossi Dixon, and Venus VK rounds out the top 10. Then Santino Ferrucci, Carl Kirkwood, Callum Eilert, of course, in for David Malukas, does well in 13th. Then it's Simpson, the rookie, Fittipaldi in 15th, Graham Rahal 16th, Tom Blomqvist in 17th, Canapino, who went off in the turn 1 runoff, in 18th. Then it's Harvey Lundgaard, who had a puncture in lap 1. Rasmussen Braun, who had a big fire in the pit lane because of some fuel that had leaked. Then it's Lundqvist, who 2 laps down, then out of the race. Grosjean, Ericsson, Rob, and Marcus Armstrong as well. Let's have a look at the points as they run, if I've set this up correctly. Well, we would have a look at the points as they run, but the IndyCar app has taken it off, so we cannot look at that anymore, which is a shame. So we go back up to the 2-cam main, and well, Adam, an incredible race from Joseph Newgarden, and well, of course, he leads the championship now with, I believe, if I remember rightly, when I looked at it earlier on, it was 53 points, Joseph Newgarden, 50 points, and 3 for the pole, if I remember correctly. But as we look at the aerial of the Docklands and the St. Pete circuit, Adam, what an incredible race.
You took the word right out of my mouth, Josh. Like you said, what an incredible race, what an incredible start. The 2024 NTT IndyCar once he got the pole, there was no stopping him. He had a hot rod under him today. His Team Penske teammates were up there all day long. Scott McLaughlin finishing 3rd, Will Power finishing 4th. Give a call to Patrick Ward, finished 2nd in the McLaren Chevy. Also, Felix Rosenqvist had a solid debut for Meyershank Racing, finishing in the top. For back-to-back events, we had the All-Star race at Thermal Club, and after that,
we keep losing Adam, which is a shame. Adam, are you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello. So, well, what an incredible race, and we are going to be signing off now from St. Petersburg. Thank you, Adam. Thank you to Joshua Birch, who popped in at the start and towards the end and is setting up for NASCAR now, which you can join us in around an hour. And thanks to Omi as well, who popped into the box as well. Thanks to everyone watching at home. And next up, we're going to the Thermal Club for a non-championship event, the $1 million challenge, on March the 24th. But the next championship race, we go to Long Beach on the 21st of April. Go on, Adam.
And next time we see the INDYCAR Series for a points race, it will be on the historic streets of Long Beach, California. So for Josh Turner and Josh Birch, I'm Adam Limmery saying thank you so much for watching, and stick with us as well. I'll be back in an hour as the NASCAR Cup Series is in the Valley of the Sun in Phoenix International Raceway for the Shriners Children's 500. Enjoy yourselves for an hour and come back and join us. We'll see you soon. Goodbye for now.